Initially, I guess it just struck me as just interesting. You know, it's kind of an intriguing topic, and I watched a video about it from someone that I often watch on YouTube, and he was talking about sort of the irony surrounding the controversy, and that there were so many people mad about it, um, whereas a lot of them would kind of ignore some of the other controversial and like problematic issues such as like child labor. You know, he was like, think about the people, the children who made that, you know, sweater, and sort of like sweatshops and all of the other problematic issues that people, if they even give any time to it, maybe they'll just, you know, kind of hashtag it on social media, but not really do anything about it. And he was kind of talking about the irony and some of the hypocrisy surrounding that. And so I thought that was really an interesting point that he brought up. And to me, and I agreed with him, one of the biggest points was that, you know, like I'll wait for something else to be upset about. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people, things are trendy and they just find things sometimes to latch onto to be upset about. But in reality, you know, it's more of a bandwagon effect rather than actually having a genuine problem with it. And yeah, so I actually didn't see the actual like apology or even the statement about that. But I definitely will say that um, it's completely valid to kind of concede and acknowledge the fact that like people interpret things differently, and that's, you know, that's totally valid. And I think that especially being an anthropology major, one thing that's important to understand is that context is everything, and sort of the presuppositions that we have behind, you know, our eyes, you know, in the sense of like the lens through which we look at things is going to be very different, vastly different, and especially I think the historical kind of issues that are backed by our opinions and our ideologies is also an important thing to take into account, and just a lot of different aspects like socioculturally. And so I think that that's something that when an apology does come out is important to take into account. Still, I would still shop there, honestly. Um, However, in general, and kind of going back to my initial comment about like being mad at, you know, what seems like superficially to sort of speak to like racist ideologies versus being mad at like child labor and, you know, in a country, I think that in general I would like to just become a more conscious and responsible consumer, whatever that may be, whether it's clothes, food, shoes, so yeah, and just have more awareness for people. So in general, whether it's boycotting H&M or, you know, doing whatever I have to do, I definitely would like to be more conscious and aware as a consumer. So
I just think it was um, like a tactic to get people to notice H&M because they have a lot of people on their team. So if nobody caught that, that sounds like, come on now. But so whatever. I feel like people that got offended, the problem may be with them because other people can wear monkey shirts and not get tied to like Africa, but why does it have to be a black person that gets tied to, like, making that connection itself is both ways, so it's just a whole lot of chaos for me, but that's what I think. I've never shopped at H&M before or after the controversy, so I don't really care for H&M, but I don't know. I still buy from other stores. I'm not attracted to their products either way, so